As we're heading into what they call the 100 most deadliest days for teen drivers this season, we have some tips on how to talk to your children before they get behind the wheel. Right now we have Sergeant Patrick Kepp with Montgomery County Police Department here to give us some advice. Thank you so much for joining us.
No problem.
So you work in the traffic division. So tell us about what your department does.
So the traffic division has our motor officers who are out there every day during the daytime doing speed and other types of enforcement. We have our collision reconstruction unit that deals with our fatal and life-threatening crashes. And we have our automated traffic unit that does all the cameras, and then my unit's the alcohol initiatives unit, and we're really finding DUI drivers and doing a lot of education in the county as well.
Yeah, that's good stuff, especially going into the season. We just saw a deadly crash, and I believe that was a teen in Montgomery County just a couple days ago. So we're heading into prom season. You know, people are excited. What could we do to prevent these things from happening, these major crashes?
Biggest thing is probably slow down. Slow down and get off your cell phone, and certainly stay away from the drugs and alcohol as well, and just have those conversations as parents with the children to not get behind the wheel or not get with someone else who is impaired behind the wheel.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of those conversations, being parents or teenagers or just other drivers, what should we know? Are there any other tips we should take heed to?
Really just slow down when it comes to the impaired driving. Don't be afraid to say something and step up and get, have that conversation with your friend that they shouldn't drive, or that you shouldn't be driving, and just be safe on the roadways and slow down.
Let's talk about some trends that you've seen out there, because I know that you work in that specific unit, the alcohol initiatives unit. Have you seen any other type of trends?
Our impaired driving is up, and with the July legalization of cannabis in Maryland, we're certainly going to have more of those drug-type driving arrests, and we're already seeing that pick up.
Would you say it's getting worse, or is the trend kind of, on the same level?
I would say overall between alcohol and drugs, yeah, it's getting worse.
Wow. Okay. And when you guys tackle, so I know that you say that you're out on the road for 4 days.
Yep.
How does that work?
We're out there usually from Wednesday to Saturday, from 5 at night to 3 in the morning, and just driving around the county, whether it's sometimes responding to crashes or just looking for impaired drivers on the roadways, committing violations, swerving, speeding, whatever it may be, and trying to keep our roadways safer and lock up those drivers to prevent those crashes from occurring.
And just to remind drivers, those penalties are pretty hefty.
They can be, yeah. For the highest offense in Maryland, it's for the first time it can be up to a year in jail and a $1,000 fine. Wow.
Okay, and I know this is not your county, but I know you saw that video. It's been circulating on the internet, and it was Fairfax County Police. It was a very close call. That was a teen driver. Can you comment on that?
It's just to see that, someone that's out there making, hundreds, thousands of stops, and how quick things can happen at the drop of a hat. It's pretty scary to see a car come like that, and I'm incredibly glad that officer's safe. It was just a very scary scene.
Yeah, that was incredible to see. But Sergeant Kepp, thank you so much for joining us on DC News Now.
No problem. Thanks for having me.